Hello, my name is Stephen Golding, and I'm a producer in the games industry. I currently work for Avalanche Studios, who are best known for the Just Cause and the Rage franchises. So, what does a producer do? A producer can have many different roles in the industry depending on their sort of experience and their background, but typically, in my eyes, I think a producer has sort of three distinct sort of responsibilities, and those are management, direction, and leadership. So management being just the general project management, day-to-day sort of side of things. So you have the sort of task management, the bug management, scheduling, and then just general day-to-day problem solving, helping the team to achieve the best that they can do. Direction. So a very important part of being a producer is ensuring the direction from the directors of the game. So that could be the game director, the art director, the creative director, or even the production director. As a producer, you're a conduit of communication between those teams, and you need to make sure that their sort of vision and their direction coming up from the hierarchy of the company is very clear for everyone to see. And then they also have leadership, and this is a very, very big one. And I think as a leader, you kind of need to have sort of like good emotional intelligence. You need to be a role model. You need to have good decision making, and you need to be an enabler. You need to make sure that you're enabling your team to do the best that they can possibly do. And the best way we can do that is through organization, is making sure that everyone knows the work that they're doing, when they're doing it, and to how long it's going to take them to do it, and their deadlines and all that sort of stuff, and it really, really helps. But I think what a lot of people say about the best producers are the ones who kind of have the emotional intelligence, who can like sit down with people and make sure that they're okay. If they've got personal issues, like they're not it's affecting their work, that we have a discussion about it, and we'll make sure as a producer that we'll do everything we can to make you as comfortable as possible when you're working, because a happy developer is a much better working developer. So in terms of like production techniques that you could use within a game jam environment, I think the one that I would choose is Kanban. It's extremely simple, and it's a building block in terms of like how we would plan like a larger scale games development. So if you've not heard of a Kanban board is you can set it up in any sort of manner you want. So there's a lot of online tools that you can do it. In terms of like if you're with someone in a room, all you need is a whiteboard, a pen, and some sticky notes, and then you'll be able to manage your team and manage it in a way which is really, really effective. I've got a Trello board set up, which I'll go through shortly, which will kind of just like give you an idea of like how it works and what you should do and how people can use it. But a Kanban, in my opinion, is very, very effective. So here we have the Trello board. I've got it very, very simply set up. So as with all Kanban, you have a sort of like to-do backlog column. You've got what people are currently working on, and then what people have completed. I'm not going to go into detail about the specific cards, but I've just set all these up as an example for now. So a good thing about Trello is you can use colors to kind of denote whatever you want it for. So some people would use this for priority. For this sort of example, I've got it set up using the sort of like area that work is involved with. So we've got design, we've got 3D modeling, animation, and code, and that can kind of keep track of like who should be working on what. And it's really, really useful, because if you want to add in a new card, you can say like, okay, we want to add in some environment assets. Then boom, that's in. That's a to do, that's in there, and then someone can click on that. They can assign it to themselves, and they can go, right, okay, I'm now doing this. And this updates live as well with everyone in the room. Everyone who's on the board, it updates live for you. So it's a very good, simple way of tracking your work and tracking the work of the people that you've been doing. In terms of a game jam environment, it would be a good, because it'll help you sort of plan as well, because once you get everything in as a to-do, then you can kind of like organize it based off like what we think is the most important, and that sort of thing. Trello's free as well, so I would highly recommend using Trello boards or Kanban going forward. And that's it. So that's Kanban. It's extremely simple. You've got the to, doing, and done, which helps you track sort of like the work you've got coming up, the work that you're doing now, and the work that's been completed. Kanban as a sort of like production sort of technique is quite fundamental in terms of like how you would build up on this. So using software such as Jira, you would then build on top of Kanban, and then you would have sort of sprints on top of that, which like dictates sort of like work over a longer period of time. But that's more getting into more sort of like advanced techniques and what you use to kind of track work and that sort of stuff. But in terms of like a game jam, I think Kanban is extremely useful, and you should definitely try and use it for the game. I hope this was useful for you, and thanks. Cheers.